We got ACC Offensive Lineman of the Week, Corey Gaynor here. And we'll start with Chris Perkins from Sports Illustrated. Chris, if you had a question for Corey.
Hey, Corey, congratulations on your award. I got a two-part question for you. Number one, both Manny Diaz and Rhett Lashley were saying that UAB did a couple of things different defensively. Could you give us in plain English, like one or two of the things? Did they line up above in front of the center more, or more three-man fronts? One or two things they did differently?
Yeah, so we game planned the whole week for 4 down, and they paid probably 85% of their snaps in odd lightning. So they just completely switched up their game plan, and they switched up their coverages also. So that's just 2 different things they did to prepare for us.
Okay, and you guys reacted very well, both as an offense and an offensive line. As an offensive line, when you react that well on the fly, is that the same as like drive blocking somebody into the ground, or is it a different satisfaction, like we can beat you mentally and we can beat you physically?
Well, there's 2 different parts of that. Obviously, you want to physically dominate somebody, but that just shows we were prepared for multiple things, that we practice well.
Corey, we're going to go to David Lake at Inside the U. David, if you had a question.
Yeah, Corey, wanted to ask you if you feel like the way you guys ran the ball against UAB, did you guys establish kind of an identity on what your offense can be this year? And if so, how important is it, in your opinion, for an offense to have an identity?
To establish an identity, you have to do it week in and week out. So, I'll answer that question a different day. But it is important to have an identity. You want to be feared with what you put on film.
Corey, we're going to go to David Furones at the Sun Sentinel. David?
Hey, Corey. I was wondering what you guys saw from John Campbell. He was starting at left tackle for the first time. We saw last year he started the first game and then went to the bench after that. Just what's different about him this year to handle that left tackle spot?
He played well, and he was definitely more mature than he was last season, which – obviously comes with just age and reps and just grinding. But he played very well, and we're expecting a big season out of John.
Corey, we're going to go to Matt Shodell at Kane Sport. Matt?
I'm here. Hey, Corey. So along the same lines, not about John Campbell, but talk about Jakai Clark, a new starter. He was banged up a little bit in fall drills. What have you seen from him? How good can he be in year 2, making strides on his experiences as a freshman starter?
Yeah, Jakai Clark's a football player, so him or Usman next to me is perfectly fine. The team trusts both of them, but what I've seen from Jakai, like I said before, is a football player. He's got a great feel of the game, very, very knowledgeable. It's like having a second center out there on the field, and it's going to be a good week with him.
Corey, we got 2 more for you. We're going to go to Chris Stock at Inside the U.
Corey, you've spoken highly about De'Aaron King in practices. Just curious if there was something during the game that maybe caught your eye even more with him and your impressions of him playing in an actual game with him.
Just a game manager, one heck of a football player, and he's a wizard. So there's a couple times where he got out of the pocket and then he just made something happen. So let him keep being him.
Corey, this is the last one. We've got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for Corey.
Hey, Corey. A road game for you guys, what type of challenges does that present, especially now in this day and age with what's going on? And I think it would be, a lot better with fewer fans, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like practice with like a little more fans. It's like a scrimmage. But you play college football, you're just playing football. So the fans, if they're there or they're not there, you got to bring your own juice.
What about the idea of, with COVID and everything going on, and it was different, it was different even at Hard Rock, what it looked like. Just going to Louisville on the road, because Manny Diaz was saying there'll be different protocols now in the hotels and restaurants. What's that been like, and what do you expect?
Just expect the same thing we got at Hard Rock, just in Kentucky.
Was that odd, or what was it like?
Different than what we usually have.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you, guys.